Hello, my dear readers and dear friends. I invite you to coffee stories with cup of coffee. I having cup of coffee and will read a little story from my book, Nes Stories. Tides for sale, Klaipeda. At the end of the 1980s, a business sprang up in Lithuania, producing what became known as consumer goods. I decided to join the ranks of these new entrepreneurs and became involved in a business that was becoming trendy, sewing women's tights. I bought myself a sewing machine and put it in the kitchen. With my new workspace set up, I was ready to make my first million. It turned out that someone I knew, a girl who worked at the local clinic called Bronya, was also making all sorts of beautiful creations on her own sewing machine. We became friends, and she taught me how to make ties from yards of wool. After 2 or 3 lessons, I began to sew these in-demand garments myself. I enjoyed thinking up different patterns and sewing them into the design. The end result was come beautiful white ties with lace patterns on the sides. But every woman in Klaipeda already had ties like those. Where could I find more legs to put my creations on? My mother wrote to a friend of hers, Oля, who lived in Almaty, present-day Almaty, in Kazakhstan. Letters traveled quickly in those days, and we soon received a reply from her with an invitation for me to visit her. Ola told us that the only people selling ties in Almaty were a couple of Latvian ladies in the bazaar. Here was my chance to start an international business. I bought 200 new pairs of ties from other seamstresses, then went straight to the Airflot office and bought a ticket to Almaty, with a return flight 2 weeks later. The day when I would become an international businesswoman arrived. It began with a journey from Klaipeda to Vilnius airport and a flight from Vilnius to Almaty, with 4 stops in Moscow, Tula and 2 other towns. I don't remember which ones, but I do remember that it was February and freezing cold. At the airport in Tula, we had to stop off the plane and into a waiting room. It was minus 40 degrees outside, and I was only wearing a thin jacket. I had never been too cold in my life. Continue with this story will be next week. See you then, and have a lovely and nice cup of tea or cup of coffee.